What's up, you guys? Welcome to my channel. As of today, the only information we have on the upcoming Pixar film Onward is just one trailer. And boy, is that trailer trying to break the Pixar theory. How are you guys doing today? I'm very excited for this video. It's my first theory video, and I'm very excited for it. I'm very proud of it. I think it works. I firmly believe my theory as of right now. It'll probably be debunked because we only have one trailer right now. But as of today, with the information I have, I firmly believe that my theory is the correct way that Onward will fit into the Pixar theory. For those of you who don't know the Pixar theory, the summary of it is basically all of the Pixar movies are all in one big universe, all take place on the same Earth. They are all connected on all one universe. For a bigger, more in-depth explanation on it, go check out my description. I have a link to the Super Carlin Brothers Pixar theory video. It gives you all the details and how each one fits perfectly into it. But Onward tries its best not to fit into it. Now, the Super Carlin Brothers took a couple cracks at how it fits. Their first crack in how Onward fits into the Pixar theory is that it takes place in Andy's imagination. I understand why that this could be the case, but I don't love this idea because we've seen all Andy's toys. We've seen his imagination skill set in depth. We have 3 movies about him and how he plays with his toys. He doesn't have a single mythical creature toy or mention it at all, and it's hard for me to believe that Andy, a kid who loves cowboys, space rangers, would think of or create a story in his mind with a bunch of mythical creatures in a mythical world since he doesn't play or have any connection with mythical creatures with his toys or and how he plays or anything. There's just no true connection there for me to Andy and mythical creatures, so I don't love that theory. The other crack they took on it was one of the Wall-E Axiom spaceships landed on a different planet and they evolved similar to how the humans who landed back on Earth evolved into monsters, that the people who landed on the different planet evolved into these mythical creatures. My knock on that theory is the Axiom's plan was to go into space and eventually return to Earth after the planet is cleaned up by the Wall-E robots. And as you can see, the Axiom that we follow in the movie stays close to Earth, because when they arrive back on Earth, everybody on the ship is still the same age. The kids are still kids. Everyone's still young. They can go as far as they want, but they still stayed in relatively close distance to Earth to where they can get back without aging very much. And I would believe that all the other axioms would stay the same and stay within relatively close distance so they could land back on Earth when it was ready. So the idea of a rogue Axiom ship just left and went to a different planet doesn't make much sense, because the one we stayed at stayed relatively close to Earth. They would have to leave to go out of the Milky Way to go find a planet similar to Earth. It just doesn't make sense based on our universe and the logic that they would, because there's nothing close. So the biggest reason why Onward tries to break the Pixar theory is that this doesn't take place on Earth. It can't. As you can see in this still, this planet has 2 moons. And as we all know, Earth only has 1 moon. And that's the same for the Pixar universe Earth. It only has 1 moon. So my theory, I do believe this world takes place on a different planet. But it's not in the future. I believe it takes place billions of years in the past. So my theory is this takes place on Mars. Now, I know that you're thinking Mars is a barren planet, there's nowhere to live. But scientists believe that billions of years ago, Mars was very, very similar to Earth. It had rivers, blue skies, clouds, and it could have been habitable billions of years ago. Here's a little video on it. The evolution of Mars. Oh yeah, Mars has 2 moons. What do you know? So it has the moons. It had the ability in the past to sustain life and be very, very similar to Earth and our planet today. So I believe that what had happened was something happened, maybe an energy crisis, maybe a meteor. There was a world-ending event that happened, and they made a Noah's Ark type spaceship and sent a few of each species out into space to go find a new planet to keep their species alive. And that spaceship lands on Earth right next door, a habitable planet right next door. Mars, over the next however many years, deteriorates and becomes the barren wasteland we have today. The next question you guys might have is, if they went to Earth, why haven't they been seen in any of the other Pixar movies or anything? And my answer to that is, these aliens essentially are creatures of myth. There's unicorns and trolls and mermaids. They have been seen. When they landed, they went into hiding. They landed on this alien planet with creatures they didn't know were dangerous, so they just went into hiding. And they stayed in hiding until Earth became a barren wasteland planet too, like in WALL-E. These mythical creatures have been spotted throughout time, leading to the folk tales and legends and storybooks about these creatures we have today. In the Pixar universe, the stories and the creatures in them are actually based on these aliens that have landed on Earth billions of years ago to extend their species' survival. And this is how I believe Onward fits into the Pixar theory. So that's my little take on this. I firmly believe at this point that that's the best way that Onward will fit into the Pixar theory, that they are basically aliens from Mars that came to Earth. And I'm really proud of this theory. Hopefully I explained it well. It's my first theory and I'm proud of it. I think that it fits really well, and I'd love to see what you guys think. Links to the videos that I've mentioned in this video will be in the description below. But please, leave a comment, let me know what you think, how Onward fits in the Pixar theory. Is it mine? Do you think it's in Andy's imagination? Or do you think there's a rogue axiom that left and found a different inhabitable planet miles away? But thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it. It helps.